Hello, and welcome to episode 52 of Prog Review. 52 Prog Review kind of rhymes. Of course, if you've read the description, you know what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about, he says, trying to act graciously because that's how professional I am. I should have everything lined up. I'm going to be talking about Peter Hammill's Nadir's Big Chance. Because, Nadir's Big Chance by Mr. Peter Hammill. Let's be honest, Peter Hammill invented punk. And that's what this album represents. It's a punk record. Opens up with Nadir's Big Chance, which is it's a punk song. It's great. You know, if the guitars don't get you, the drums will. Just love it. You know, it's just, oh dear. What can you say? I mean, when you think about what the Pistols did and what was going on. Yeah, okay, he probably took an element of that from the Ramones and New York Dolls and that, but it is a very punky song. He's riding the wave. If you even look at the record, you know, he's borrowing like kind of punk imagery before it's already there. You know, leather jacket, dark glasses. You know, it's his alter ego, Ricky Nadir. It's his alter ego. That's what he said. Then we move on. The first track, so like I said, it's this 3-minute 34 punk song, which basically all about getting rid of glam rock and prog rock and just make it kind of a portent of things to come. It's, you know, clearing out all the deadwood. And then we move on to a quite opposite. Someone just beat me there. It's me Twitter. I should really have to edit this down. This is going so wrong. Come on, Darren, focus. Then we move into the Institute of Mental Health is Burning, co-written by Judge Smith, which is quite the opposite, but it's kind of funny. It's funny. It's one of those perversely funny songs because the Institute's on fire. Someone's watching it. You know, have they set it alight? You know, it always makes me smile a bit, but it's a bit at odds with Nadir's Big Chance. This is the thing about this album. It's kind of, whereas a punk album would be all punk, this has punk elements to it. It's not all punk. You know, we also get, but it's also it's probably one of the most different Hammill albums out there because there's humour in it and there's a bit of tongue in cheek as well. Open Your Eyes, again we're going back into punk territory. Nobody's Business as well. It's another vitriolic, you know, you like yesterday's fish and chip paper. You know, yesterday's news is fish and chip paper. I think that's the expression. Yeah, it's a good one. And then we end up with a ballad, Been Along So Long. You know, because he's always moaning, isn't he, old Peter Hammill? He's a moany old sod. You know, love to hear him do the laughing. No, love that. No, the best song from this era, Polaroid. Where Hammill really embraces his comedic side. I've got it on my website. I actually got the MP3 on my website somewhere, hidden away, and I really like that one. Then I think would we have turned the album over? Let's see. I can't remember. I think we might have done. It's not as good as when I write notes. When I write notes, everything's a bit more professional. But when I try and do things a bit on the fly, I try and improvise. I go a bit rubbish. No, it's Shingle Song. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't realise that. Pompeii is actually the last track on side one, which is, you know, it's all right. I mean, again, some of the stuff I can live without. Pompeii is one of those songs that I just kind of zone out on. And then we turn over Shingle Song. It's another jolly little number. But the interesting thing is track 9. I was never good at maths. People You're Going to See, which is a cover of a Van de Graaff Generator track from way back from the Aerosol Grey Machine day, and he does it again. But again, it's a bit more, stripped back. Still good stuff though. Birthday special. I mean, it talks about get rid of glam rock, but Birthday Special kind of veers into Bowie kind of glam rock territory, even though it's got that kind of punk sneer. You know, some of the lyrics are weird on that one. The imagery is quite funny. Again, you get the feeling he's got his tongue planted firmly in his cheek. Hard to sing when you've got your tongue in your cheek. And the album is rounded off with 2 or 3 Spectres. I mean, again, it's not the perfect album. It's one of my favourites because I like Nadir's Big Chance. I like Open Your Eyes, Mental Health Burning, Nobody's Business, Shingle Song, of course, Been Along So Long, People You're Going To, Birthday Special. And a couple of the songs I could live without. But because I think it's an important record, because of the whole Nadir's Big Chance being a punk song, and how punk was so anti-prog, yet Hammill is heralded by the likes of John Lydon as a hero. Van der Graaf Generator even held up as a hero. You know, punk kind of contradicts itself. So yeah, I think it's an important record for that reason. Again, if you haven't heard it, I think it's quite a good introduction to Peter Hammill because it stands alone. You know, whereas a lot of his stuff is, you know, gothic prog, or, you know, and can be a little bit inaccessible. This and Fool's Mate are probably the 2 of Hamill's albums to get into. Well, some of his later ones are a bit easier. PH 11, PH 10, the one we put them down on. I should really take this more seriously. But yeah, that's why I think this is an important record. You know, because it's got that attitude. It's also funny. I find it quite funny. It was remastered in 2006. You don't get any extra tracks on this one, but there's a nice little essay in the booklet which explains, you know, about it. Or Peter Hammill writes a nice little piece about it to explain, you know, what he's talking about, and yeah, and he does a good job of reproducing the original album. It also sounds really good as well. The previous CD version of this I didn't think was up to much, whereas this one gives it a little bit more sonic oomph. In fact, all the Hammill remasters from that batch are pretty well worth checking out, pretty good. So there you go. Now I'm going to have to give it a rating. It's not a 5. It's somewhere between a 3 and a 4. It's not a 3.5. It's stronger than that. We're getting into like micro notches of goodness now. I need to devise a new scale. I'm going to give this 3.75 Nadirs out of 5. Hopefully you won't see the join. I'm going to give this 3.75 out of 5. That's 3.75 Nadirs out of 5. Alright, my name's been Darren Locke. I've been working my way through Nadir's Big Chance by Peter Hammill, and generally trying to encourage you to check it out. You've been a wonderful, wonderful audience for listening to me. Remember, up, down, tell your friends, harass your granny, check out the competition. There's a competition, just in case you missed it. Check out the subscribe, of course, because you'll keep up to date. Check, also the old Facebook and the Twitter and the Google Plus. Do all that. Click all the buttons, social media, social interaction, and you'll know what's really going on. And that's it. My name's been Darren Locke again, and go on, prog on.